Hello fellow Dragon Tamers and Pokemon trainers, Dragon Tamer Nico here. So the trailer for the new Pokemon Legends EA DLC just released and there are definitely some things to talk about. Now at the time of making this video I have indeed played through the entirety of ZA including the post game. Well, a lot of the post game. I have still yet to finish all the side quests and research tasks as well as the Infinite ZA Royale, but I am very close. My videos on the playthrough are a bit behind, I know, but more on that later. For now, let's actually get into this trailer, shall we? So first things first, I want to let you know that I try to avoid all the leaks as to not spoil myself, so please refrain from mentioning any in the comments. The only things I see before release are all the official trailers released by the Pokemon Company on their YouTube. So please keep that in mind and don't discuss the leaks. That would be very greatly appreciated. Thanks for that. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about this trailer. And first off, oh my god, there is a Mega Baxcalibur. This means Gen 9 Pokemon can get Megas now, and as a Dragon Trainer myself, this has got me incredibly excited. There is also a Mega Chimecho, which is kinda cool. Was not expecting it to get a Mega at all, but glad that it did. Seems fun. But that's Baxcalibur though. Sorry, I jumped ahead a bit there. Mega Baxcalibur just got me too excited. Anyway, let's actually go through the trailer from the start, shall we? So we start off the trailer by being introduced to this girl who seems to be travelling with Hooper, and I'm guessing it is with their help that we are thrown into this alternate Lumiose, where a bunch of Pokemon from other regions can be found. More returning Pokemon is always cool, and wait a minute. Did that just say level 120? Wait, 142? 150? Oh my word, they just broke the level cap of 100, that's kinda insane. Never thought that would ever happen. Awesome. So this DLC looks like it'd actually be quite a challenge to play through. Great to see. Moving on though, we are then shown a few images of returning ZA characters in the DLC, along with another few shots of this mystery girl, including her making donuts for whatever reason. More on that later, before then showing... Wait, she looks familiar. Huh? Is that Karina? Indeed it is, and oh my god. What is with that outfit she's wearing? That is a ridiculous amount of Megastones. Bit overboard there, don't you think, Karina? I know you're the whole Mega Evolution successor person thing, but still, I feel like you don't need that many stones on you, dude. Anyway, we're then shown some more returning Pokemon before we see both Chimecho and Baxcalibur Mega Evolve. That is awesome. The Chimecho design is fun and interesting, fits it well, and that Baxcalibur design, I kinda love it. Dude looks like he's just been impaled by a sword, but it still looks so cool. I will definitely be adding that dude into my Dragon team immediately. As soon as I actually unlock the Megastone after I start doing online battles, that is, as unfortunately that seems to be the only way to unlock this new Mega as shown at the end of the trailer, which is a shame, but oh well. Lastly, we get a new look at the two new Raichu Megas, Raichu X and Y in game. And I think they both look pretty damn cool, to be honest. I think my favourite is probably Mega Raichu Y. I don't know why, I'm just kinda drawn to it more, I guess. Anyway, that was about it for this trailer. However, it wasn't the only trailer that we got, as we also got an extended trailer explaining a bit more about how the DLC is gonna work. In this trailer, we start off learning more about these mysterious distortions appearing around Lumiose, before finding out more about this mysterious girl who just so happens to have Hooper. Apparently, her name is Ancha, and we will be meeting her at Hotel Z. Ancha, along with Hooper, will be helping us and the rest of Team MZ navigate through these mysterious distortions happening in Lumiose, of which lead us into an otherworldly hyperspace version of Lumiose, where we will be able to find a whole bunch of different Pokemon to the ones in our Lumiose. Pokemon which are also incredibly strong. Now, to be able to actually access these areas of hyperspace Lumiose, we'll be needing help from Ancha and her magical donuts she bakes, apparently. It seems, looking more into this on the Pokemon website, that these donuts are going to be 1. How we travel to certain areas of hyperspace Lumiose, and 2. Temporarily increasing our level whilst inside hyperspace Lumiose to be able to stand a chance against these level 100, against these over level 100 hyper strong Pokemon. You can always leave it to Pokemon to somehow bring random food into their games and base core game mechanics around them. Ah dear, never change Pokemon, never change. Anyway, back to the trailer, we are then reintroduced to Karina, who seems like she'll play a vital role in the story of this DLC, so that'll be fun. It is at this point where we are properly introduced to the new Megas, Chimecho and Baxcalibur. I already went over my thoughts on these already, but I did see on the website that Chimecho becomes a Steel Psychic type, so that's a pretty cool typing, and I'm glad to see Baxcalibur stays Dragon Ice, also a cool typing. I guess it would make sense, it is quite a unique typing, but anyway, with those Megs revealed, that was about all for the trailer. I guess it's just up to us now to find out what's happening in Lumiose City along with Team MC and our new allies when the DLC releases on December 10, where we will help to prevent whatever disaster may fall because of these distortions and hyperspace Lumiose and everything. So that's a brief summary of the trailer and my thoughts on said trailer, and now I want to get into some of my hopes for this DLC. Again, please do not spoil anything in the comments from these leaks, I really don't want to know. But anyway, let's of course start with new Megas. Obviously there will probably be a lot of new Megas which do get introduced, but here are some that I really want. First off, like many others, I would love a Mega Flygon. I mean, come on, everyone does, especially myself being a dragon user and all. It's needed. Speaking of dragons though, I may as well just go over the other dragons I want to get Megas first, cause, you know, Dragon Tamer Nico and all. Anyway, let's start with Goodra. I love my boy Goodra, it is one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, and I would love to see it get a Mega, but sadly I'm still not convinced it will, considering Hisuian Goodra exists, but I can definitely hope. Next is Noivern. Noivern really needs something that little extra I think, as it doesn't usually get used much in battles, which is a shame because it's got such a cool design. I think having a Mega would really help it. Let's hope that happens. The next Pokemon I ever hope to get a Mega is Tyrantrum, and I think this could actually be likely considering the trailer showed an Alpha Aurorus and we will already have a fossil Mega with Aerodactyl. I don't believe Tyrantrum needs a Mega exactly, but if it did, it probably would look pretty freaking awesome, and I would love to see it. Especially if its shiny was the same blue as regular shiny Tyrantrum, or even its Mega that blue, that would be awesome. Anyway, with those somewhat obvious ones out of the way, I'm now going to throw in two curveballs in here that may or may not have been considered. First one is probably not too crazy considering Drampa got a Mega, but I really want a Mega Turtonator. I feel like Turtonator is a Pokemon that some people may have forgotten considering it's not battled with much. But Fire Dragon is such a great typing, and though we have Mega Charizard X, I would really like a Pokemon that is Dragon Fire type in its base form, for it to then Mega Evolve and become stronger in its Mega form. Mega Turtonator would be awesome. It deserves more love. Now that may have been a bit more of an obvious choice, but the next one is a really out there shout I think, and that is Druddigon. You know that blue and red dragon dude from Black and White? I feel like Druddigon goes a bit forgotten in recent times. I think a lot of people viewed it as ugly and would have seen it appear a bunch of times in the wild and just ran without thinking. So I think Druddigon deserves a redemption, and I feel like a Mega would kinda be perfect. There's been a few single stage Pokemon that have gotten Megas in recent times, and with all the Gen 5 Love Pokemon have been showing in this game and in recent releases, I feel like it could actually be possible, and I would love to see that happen. So that's all the Dragon Megas I would like. Now let's get into some non-Dragon Pokemon that I'd like to see Mega Evolve. We'll do this in rapid fire style as there are a lot to get through, and I've spent too long talking about Dragon Megas. So here we go. First off, Arbok. It would be really cool. Dewgong, it needs more love. Ledian, that's a random shout, but it's a forgotten mon. Crobat would be awesome. Lantern has a fun typing. Mightyena, cause more dogs. Exploud, also a forgotten mon. Zangris and Viper are a fun pair, a Mega with them would be cool. Wishcash is a goofy guy. Milotic would be kind of OP, but freaking cool. Tropius, I like it, he's a cool dude, and he's not used enough. Creatune, diddly-diddly-woo. Luxray would be awesome. Roserade seems fun. Floatzel, a rogue shout, but cool Pokemon. Bronzong would be interesting. Lumineon, another forgotten Pokemon. Yanmega, first dragon bug type. The elemental monkeys, to make them less hated. Musharna is in the trailer, could make sense. Zipstreaker, an electrifying mon, could be cool. Gigalith, shiny is awesome, and a cool design. Sigilif, eldritch horror. Reuniclus, kinda random, why not? Vanilluxe, even more ice cream. Golurk, in the trailer, could be pretty cool. Talonflame would be fire. Ribombee, for that one person I've seen who really wants a Mega Ribombee. Golisopod in the trailer would be sick. Dhelmise, not used much and kinda cool. Cleavor would be a big shock, and Kasiza already has one. Lowkicks is a cool concept and is not used enough. Kilowattrel, a cool typing, it would be interesting. A Scovillain, just give it a yellow head if it's not a regular evolution in the future. And finally, the Dunsparce. And make it Dragon Fairy with a complete type change. That would be awesome, I would love it. So there are a bunch of Pokemon that could get Megas, and I would like to see get Megas. There isn't really much else I'm hoping for in the DLC, except for maybe bringing some Megas that weren't in the base game, mainly the Hoenn starters, I mean, mostly for that Dragon Grass Sceptile, like, come on, of course. Some things I would also like is just for the story to be good and the game to be challenging and also a ton of fun. What else could you ask for? So that's all from my thoughts on the new trailer along with my hopes for new Megas and things. Now we just wait for its release, I guess. I will of course be continuing my Dragon only playthrough with the DLC once all the episodes from my original playthrough are all edited and uploaded of course. Like I mentioned, I have of course finished Legends EA including the post-game, bar some 100% requirements, but they will be done and I will upload a video of that as well as the post-game also. Right now, I've just been scheduling my videos once I finish editing them for release every 2 days. This is just so I can make sure that I have enough time to edit and upload them, all whilst keeping my uploads consistent. And if I do manage to get ahead and finish editing the entirety of my playthrough, I will of course release them much quicker, whether that be daily or maybe 2 a day. There isn't really many left though. Anyway, I believe that is all I wanted to talk about in regards to the trailer, my hopes for it, and an update on my upload schedule, so with all of that now out of the way, I am so incredibly excited for this DLC and cannot wait to play it. Anyway, that is all for this video, so I want to thank you all for watching and have a brilliant day/night depending on your time zone, and see ya.